After 10 years at war, the general finally returned home in victory. He found his 3 adopted sons were now grown men, and his daughter had grown into a beautiful young woman. But the moment he saw her face clearly, the general froze like he'd been struck by lightning. He instantly realized his daughter had been swapped. But the scheming woman grabbed his arm, claiming she was Jin Zhao. The 3 adopted sons, however, insisted that the woman in front of them really was his daughter. The general exploded with rage. He drew his sword and shouted coldly. The general's sudden outburst terrified the adopted sons. They finally confessed the truth. They had sent Jin Zhao to Yanwu House. The general was furious beyond control. He swore that if his daughter had even one hair harmed, they would all pay dearly. The general led his soldiers and stormed straight into Yanwu House. But what he saw inside shattered him. His daughter's wrists and ankles had been cut, her tendons severed, her whole body was beaten bloody, so brutal it was hard to look at. The general, a man who never cried even in battle, broke down in tears. He never imagined that after a lifetime of war, after protecting millions of citizens from enemy invasions, he still couldn't protect his own daughter. The general's rage exploded. He immediately ordered Yanwu House to be burned to the ground. He had the madam dragged outside and thrown to the dogs. For years on the battlefield, the general had sent his daughter rare healing medicine, meant to save her life. But when he opened the medicine cabinet, it was completely empty. He didn't know the truth. Every single precious medicine he had struggled to find had been stolen by the scheming woman and wasted like everyday supplements. When the general shoved the scheming woman to the ground, the 3 adopted sons finally showed their true colors. They actually threatened him, warning him not to lay another hand on her. The scheming woman twisted the story, claiming the real daughter was always spoiled and cruel, and often beat her. But the truth was, during the 10 years the general was away, the scheming woman had planned everything carefully, and stole everything that belonged to Jin Zhao. The 3 adopted sons treated Jin Zhao like trash, beating and humiliating her constantly. Even her fiancé, the crown prince, fell for the scheming woman instead. He abandoned Jin Zhao without mercy. In the end, under the scheming woman's influence, they cut Jin Zhao's tendons, threw her into Yanwu House, and planned to torture her to death. They wanted to erase her completely, and replace her with an imposter. The general then personally cut the scheming woman's wrist and ankle tendons as punishment. But that action completely enraged the crown prince. He shouted that the general dared to hurt his fiancée, and called it treason. The crown prince threatened the general. He said if the general allowed the new daughter to replace Jin Zhao, becoming the only young lady of the general's household, and then marrying into the royal palace, then he would spare them.